everyone, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here, and of course I hope everyone has an amazing day so far. And of course it is already in the summer, but of course it's also a little bit of the seasonal decor, so I'm going to do something you can change up for any season. Of course I do it a bit at Christmas touch, but you don't have to. You can do it for the fall, for the Easter. You can do it for any season. So what I'm going to use the smaller tumbling towel block, the measurement, you know the drill. The measurements are always in the description box down below for the bigger and the smaller blocks. I have here my container with everything inside, but most important is of course the wood glue. Just use a simple brand. I have here some paint. This is just an example. You can choose any color you like. And I have here an old piece of kitchen towel with an old saucer, and of course my kitchen towel is wet to wipe away the glue on your piece. And these are the main pieces we need for the DIY. What we're going to make a kind of a tray, but it will be a little bit of a different one. You will see in a moment right now, and of course I hope you join me. So now we're going to start with the top piece. Of course, you can maybe I'm also going to make something like a tray on a cake stand, of an idea of a cake stand. Of course, give it a stand under it. So I don't know yet which way I'm going to go. It can be a flat one, but it also can be that I'm going to make something with a stand under it, and it looks more like a cake stand. So everything is possible. You can do anything you like. And of course I have now 5 rows of 5. So 5 rows of 5. You do the smallest line of the blocks and you just simply row them together until one piece over here. Very simple. And of course this one you can make as wide as you like. You don't have to do it my measurement, but I think this is a nice size you can use anywhere in your decor. You can use it in the bathroom, you can use it in your living room, maybe your sleep bedroom, sleep room. Oh my God. In the Netherlands we call it slaapkamer. So you learn also a little bit of Dutch. So slaapkamer, it's a little different word than you have. So again, we're going to squeeze them together like this until one piece. You do here the same, squeeze it together until one piece. And this also is really important that you at the ending always squeeze it hard together, because then it glues a little bit better to each other. Like this, we're going to get our wet towel and we're going to clean up the top. Like this, get it off your table and do the back side. And you do here the same. Clean up the top, clean up your mat and do the back side. Here the same, squeeze it, get it off your table and do the back side. And the same over here, the top and under. And the last one. And this one. And turn it over. And now we're going to go back and make sure that we have a nice straight line before we're going to give it a ½ minute rest, because we don't do more, because we're going to glue them all together until one piece, and or else we can't move them anymore. So again, like this, and give it a ½ minute. So now we're going to turn them this way over here, and we're going to make one long piece out of it, and we're just going to place this on the side, this on the side, this on the side, and this one. And very easy, you do some glue on the top and just give it a little glue on all the tops of your blocks. And you do it over here. And the last one, and I have to push real hard to get my glue out, so I really have to look for why my opening is so narrow. Again, the number 5, and we're just going to simply make sure that we gently fill in the open gaps as best as we can. And of course you have to take your time for it, because it's a little bit of a job to do, but it is important that you do it really nice, because this is the middle of your piece. And again, just place it straight up, clean up your mat, and again let it fall down and do it this way. And now you're going to place it aside and always go back, because you have to look for that everything is looking nice on all sides. And again, let it rest. So now we have 2 sets of 4, and we do it on the top side. We do some glue over here and over here. Just roll them together. And number 4 is the closure up. Do it over here, and this one. And then you close it up with number 4. And again, make sure you have a nice straight line like this. And we're going to clean up. And we do the top side, of course, also over here. Give it a little press. And it doesn't matter if it goes out of each other. Don't worry. Just simply press it together and turn it around. And just stick it together. And again, you do the back sides and always go back. Make sure that you have a nice straight line. And you're going to let this dry in for a half minute. So now we have our middle piece, and we have the one of 4. And of course, we are going to place it on the side. We do some glue over here, and just simply place it down and place it over here and press it together. You do here the same. Do some glue over here, and we press it down. Oh, you see already he's still not dry, and we're going to press it down. Wipe away the glue. And this way, and of course you can also look for, if you have a measurement, you can look for if you want to have it on the same length. And I think I'm going to leave it this way. So, and I'm going to place this aside again, and we're going to do the next step. So now we have 2 sets of 3 and 2 sets of 2, and we do the same. Just do some glue on the top side over here. Let me know in the comments if you like to decorate with cake stands also. I am totally into trays. I have on my table also, always trays, because it's so easy. You can decorate a lot in the tray, but it's also, everything is close to each other. So I don't like that everything is really messy around me. But I like maximalist decorating. I hope I say it right in English. So I like a lot of things, but on the other hand, I'm really how you call it, structural and organized, how things has to be. So it's a little bit conflicting with each other, but I like a lot of stuff, but I like it organized. So we're going to clean this up, and of course we're going to turn it over, do the back side, and again glue it back together. You do here the same. Get it off the table, do the back side, and again go back. You do here the same, and of course on this one also. Turn it around and do the back side. And this way, and turn it around. And this way. And we're going to give it a half-minute rest. So now I have my 3-piece here and a 2-piece here, and a 3-1 here and a 2-1 here. So again, we do the same. You just place it on the smallest line, and you just a smaller side of your blocks, and just simply make sure that you have them in between. And again, you do place this one over here, and you just simply place it down and press it together like this. And I need to go a little to this side, because now you can easily see which line you need to have. So again, now we have the 2-piece. And he has to be over here in the same length as this one. I need to go a little to this side, yes. Now I do this one. And this one needs to be, of course, in this direction over here. So you have them always in the line you want to have it. And now we only need 2 loose blocks. And this will be on this side 1. And on this side 1. Over here. And we're going to press it together like this. And we're going to clean it up, and we're going to let this dry on the side. So now we have the bottom of our tray cake stand, how you call it. Now we're going to make a letter, and I'm going to do the letter C from Christmas. Of course, you can do the F from fall. You can do the S from spring. So you can do many different letters, what you like. And of course, you can do, if you are for the 4th of July, you can do the letters USA. So choose any of only the A from America. So different letters you can make. I'm going to go for the letter C because for me it is the Christmas time. At least I'm going to make it for the Christmas over here. And you can use it for your Christmas in July, but you also can use it for the Christmas in December, of course. And I'm going to do some glue, and I'm going to clean up the top, get it off the table, and do the back side. And I'm going to do the number 2 piece, turn it over, and do the back side. And now we go back, make sure that we have a straight line, and over here, and you can place it straight up, and you can press it down with your thumbs, the top of the thumbs, but of course the top of your fingers, and then place it down. And you can use some carpet square if you have it, and you just place it down. But I'm going to do it always with my feeling in my fingers, but I do it already for a long time. So again, I'm going to let this dry for at least a couple of minutes. So in the meantime, while these 2 are drying, I take 4 loose blocks. What I'm going to do is very easy. We're going to place one this way. We are going to do some glue on the wider side of the block, and I'm going to do it around the sides. So very easy, like this over here, and you place it halfway. So just very simple, halfway. Then you get another one, and you do the same. Do it on the ending of the wider side of the block, and place it again halfway. And like this. Make sure that you have everything standing nicely over here. And now you get the last one, and you also do it at the ending this way, but you turn it around because you're going to go back, and you go, this one you place on this side the same length. In the moment I showed you a little closer, don't worry. And again, I'm going to give it a little bit of pressure, and I'm going to let this dry in. So again, I'm going to take 4 loose blocks. So don't worry, I don't forget that I show it to you a little bit closer in a moment, but I have to let it dry in for a little moment because it's very warm here in the Netherlands. So we already have, you call it we call it a graden, but you call it, I think you call it Celsius, if I'm correctly. I don't know how you call, but you have different measurement of your temperature. But at least here it is almost 40 in our day. That's really hot for in the Netherlands. So we're going to place this one over here. We're going to do some halfway. Some of you think, why are you talking? Just make your DIY. I'm not interested in how warm it is with you in the Netherlands. But I'm sorry, that's also me. I like to talk to you, even when you can't say something back, but you can do it, of course, in the comments down below. And again, we do this one also over here, and we do turn it around, and we place it one back on the same height as you have the other one. So again, over here, and we're going to let both of them dry. So now we have our 4 pieces for our letter C, and of course what we're going to do is very easy. We're going to get this one, and we're going to glue this over here, just very simple. And we glue this in the middle of the one of 4. So very easy. You can also place it straight up this way, then you can see it a little bit better. So this way, just do it exactly in the middle. Over here, it needs to go a little to this side. And you see then everything is glued nicely together in the middle. And of course I show to you this also. I hope you can see it, how easy it is. One over here, one higher, the other one is also higher, and this one goes back in the same direction as number 2. So what we're going to do, one of them, because both of them, if you place them on top of each other, they are the same. And that's not what we want, so we're going to turn one of them around, and then one of them will be over here, and one of them will be over here. So what we're going to do, we do some glue on the smallest line over here, a small line over here, and we just simply place it also again halfway. And we do here the same. We do some glue over here. And we place it again also halfway. And we're going to let this dry. So now we have our letter C, and of course what we're going to do, we want to give it kind of a stand because we want to have it a little higher than our tray is. And of course I do it 2 high, but you can do it 3 high, 4 high, do whatever you think it's right. So I have 2 sets of 2 and 1 loose block. So again, you do some glue on the tops and glue it together, make kind of little balls. Oh, and away was he. And again, squeeze it. And like this, we're going to clean it up. This way, turn it over. And we do this side, over here, and this one. And give it a couple of minutes rest. What we're going to do, we place this one on the side and this one on the side, and we place one piece over here and one over here. And then I hope later that he's still fitting inside of my letter C, but you never know. It's always a chance that it doesn't fit, but we're doing our best. And again, we're going to clean it up and we're going to let it dry, not totally dry, because I still want to measure out if he's fitting in my letter C, so that I still can redo it. If I wait too long, then it doesn't work anymore. So now, before we're going to glue it, always make sure that you first are going to fit. So you have your letter C over here, and I'm going to look for if he fits in between the not the last one, but the one down over here. So not the last one, but the last one which is sticking out. And if everything is correctly, you have to work a little bit with it, and then he can fit inside. And what you can do, of course, I'm going to have it halfway the letter C. So I have to place this one down, and I have placed this one straight up. And this way he is also fitting still. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some glue. I'm going to place this down, but I'm going to do some glue on this side, and on this side. Of course, not the other side. I already have the wrong side, but don't worry. We will get there. And this one can of course move because we don't need it. So you have it on this side and on this side. So you see, maybe this is a little better side. Place it down. And we're going to, now I have to place it this way down, of course. And then we just simply going to work with it and just get it in place where we want to have it, of course. Make sure that things are not going out of each other. And if you're happy with the shape, then you're going to let this dry. So now we have our letter C, of course, we have our bottom, and now we're going to make the feet of our cake stand tray. We have 2 rows of 7 and 2 rows of 5. So 2 of 7 and 2 of 5. And also over here, we're going to do some glue. And of course, the feet you can make in so many different ways. You don't have to do it the way that I do it, because maybe you don't even like it. So then just use your imagination and just do whatever you think is right. I was debating also, but this time I'm going to go for a little bit for a different piece. So again, we could do the 2 of 7 are finished, and now the 2 of 5s. And you see already my blocks are really not straight, so I hope I get my shape that I like. It has to be a little bit kind of like a rectangle shape. But we will see that in a moment. And again, we're going to press it together like this. We do over here, make sure we have a straight line and press it. We press over here and again and over here. Make sure that you press real hard. And now we're going to clean it up. Get it off the table and do the back side. Place it aside. And this way, and we do it over here, and again we go back. Make sure that you have a straight line with both of them, because we don't want that it's not fitting nicely. And like I told you, you can also place it straight up this way, and then you have the same. And I'm going to do now the 2 pieces of 7, and again get them off the table and do the back side. Of course, he can still go out of each other, but it doesn't matter. You still glue it easy back together again. Turn it around and do the back side. Go back. And that's also the, when your blocks are not straight, it glues very different and a little bit longer. And again, we're going to let this dry. So now we're going to, our pieces are drying, our 4 pieces, 2 smaller ones, 2 bigger ones. Now we're going to do 3 sets of 2, so 3 sets of 2 and do some glue on the smallest line. Here the same, because we want to give it a little bit of the decorative piece. So we're going to give it some kind of, yeah, how you call it, embellishment? I don't know if you call it this way. My feeling said at least we're going to decorate the middle piece of the stand to give it a nice, unique look. And you can do that in so many ways you want. And again, you do the back side and go back. Make sure, feel with your fingers that they have a straight line, and this one. And you're going to let this dry in. So now we have our 2 pieces of 7, 2 pieces of 5. What we're going to do is very easy. You do some glue on this side of the block and on this side, on the inside of the block. Over here, you do here the same. Some glue over here on this side and at the ending on this side. Very easy. And you just simply place it straight up. Place this one against here, this one against here, and you fill it up with this one. And if everything is correctly, you can easily make a kind like a rectangle shape. Give it a little bit of pressure on this side. Always go back, make sure that you have the shape you like, because that's what you want. And always go back until you're happy with how the shape is looking like, because when it's dried, it's difficult to get by. And again, over here, make sure that the sides are flat. And of course, I have it over here. And I'm going to let this dry in for a little moment. This one gives a little pressure, and also this side. And I go back with my feel with my fingers and over here. And I'm going to let this dry in. Of course, you can take a brush if the glue is sticking out. Of course, here for me, for the inside, just go a simple brush and just wipe away the glue on this side. And we're going to let this dry. So now we have our, of course, our rectangle shape for the middle piece of our stand. And we have our 3 loose blocks with doubled up. What we're going to do, we do some glue on this side. And just simply, from the side of which is 7, we're going to do 1, 2, and we place it over here on this one. Very easy. Oh, of course, you have to place it down. We do now exactly this one on the other side, but in the middle, and you have 7 blocks. That is of course number 4, and this will be the middle of number 4. So very easy. Just place it in between. And now we need the last one. And of course we're going to do 1, 2, and of course we do it on this side, the same height as we did this one. So, and now we're going to let this dry in for a little moment. This way, and now we have a kind of a little bit moving in our feet. And now we're going to do the underside. So now we're going to make the under feet, and of course he has to be a little bit in comparison with the top we made. So we're going to do it, but a little smaller. So we have 3 rows of 4, so 3 rows of 4. And very easy, you just also row them together until one piece. And this will be then, of course, the middle. And number 3. And the last one, of course, we're going to squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. And we're going to go clean it up. Always clean up, because later you will be so happy that you did, especially when you're going to paint it or spray paint it, or else you get so much stains on it, on your work, and that's not what you want. So again, go back, feel with your fingers. And now the last one. Clean it up and we turn it around. And this way and go back. And we're going to let this dry in only in half minute. We're going to place it this side and we're going to place this one on the side. We do some glue over here. We place this one on the side. And we place it down. And we place it down. Fill in the open gaps as best as you can. Go back, feel with your fingers. And again, squeeze it and let it. And do the back side. And also again, press it down at all of the blocks, and you can later turn it around and you have a flat surface. Place it over here. We're going to go now for 2 sets of 2 and 2 loose ones. So again, we do some glue over here, some glue over here, and simply roll it together until one piece. And now you see already, you make it a little smaller, but the shape is staying the same. Over here. And this one. And let it dry in for a little moment. Now we place this one on the side. And we do some glue over here. Place it down. And do it here. This one over here. And we place it down on the opposite direction. And again, press it down. And look for that you have it really on the line you want to have it. Now we do a loose block. Place it over here. And this one. Place it over here. And this one is always easy because you can measure it out with this one. And press it together. And now we're going to clean up the glue and let it dry in for maybe 15 minutes. So now we have our bigger piece, and now we're going to glue our middle piece on top of here. And of course you can always look for where you want to have it. You have a 5 piece and it has to be in the middle of this one. So it is very easy to do. Just do some glue over here and over here, and just go back to make sure that everything has a little bit of the glue. You just simply place it in between the 3, and this one needs to be in the middle. And if you're happy with the shape, always go look around before you're going to press it down if this is the place where you want to have it, and then you can press it down and let it dry in for a little moment. So now I'm going to get my underpiece, the feet of course, and I'm going to do some glue over here. Just very easy. Just take all the blocks, need a little bit of glue because you don't want that later it falls down, because when you're going to decorate it, then you don't want that your pieces are falling down. So over here you're going to place this one, and of course I'm going to do it over here. I have to place it this way, and now we're going to get it in the middle. And of course before we're going to press it down, we look on all sides if we have them where we want to have them, and then you're going to let this dry and press it down. And then let it dry, not first different, but first let it dry this way. And again, you're going to let this dry. So now the only thing I need to do is, of course, I need to place the letter C exactly in the middle, but you don't have to do it in the middle. You can do it on each side. You can do it a little bit sideways if you like that better. Just do whatever you think is right. I'm going to go for the middle, and of course I need to keep it in place for a little moment because I do wood glue. You can use of course also 1 feet with some hot glue, so it is also possible, but most of the time I use my wood glue and wait a little bit longer. But you don't have to do it, you can do it any way you like. So I'm going to let this dry. So now all my pieces are glued together. Now we go to the garage, and I'm going to spray paint it. But of course, do in any color you like. You can do even the letter C in a different color. You can do the whole tray in a different color. So choose anything you like. I don't know if I'm going to go for the white color or maybe green, red. I have to look for, but you see in a moment which color it turned out. And yes, you see it right. I chose for the gold color, a little bit of a matte gold color. So, and in a moment you see how he is really turned out. And of course, I hope you give this one a try because he's very fun to make. So if I can recommend it, I hope you give this one a try and do it with your own leather for your own season or change it up any way you like. And you see finally a quick impression of my Tumbling Towel Blocks little cake stand tray with the letter C, of course. I would almost say the letter S, but the letter C from Christmas. But like I told you earlier, you can choose anything you like. I hope you give this one a try, and everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you do, and you're not subscribed to the channel, of course, I hope you will click the red subscribe button. Everyone have an amazing day, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!